Oh, Marth, you're so dapper and fun-looking. Hi, nerds. So, you may be wondering what the hell I'm doing here, but this is going to be a fun little video. It's not a complaint or anything, but it's something I just wanted to have an open discussion about, because I've been trying to do little videos where I can interact with you guys. Originally, it was going to be just a bunch of streams, but my internet's just too weird at times, and I'm lucky to get the proper actual hosting to do, things like party games, let alone any sort of actual stream. So, I figured it would be fun to talk about this. Talk about Marth. Talk about the one thing that I'm sure a lot of people are wanting to talk about. So, since we, have rumors of new legendary heroes, there's one thing that usually comes up to the top. One thing that's always there, and is usually at the top of the likes, when it comes to comments, and that, of course, is Marth. And, oh boy, there have been a lot of you wanting Marth as a legendary hero, or at least him, to get an ult, and I can kind of agree with that. It's really, really strange when you think about it. Marth is kind of like the staple. He's the original lord of his game, the first game, and due to several appearances in other media and all sorts of other things, well, we've had a lot of him. And yet in Heroes, we have very little of him. And just so we're clear, we're not talking about the character in any bad shape or form. Just don't build him like I did. This was me back when Skill Inheritance just came out, and I was really, really stupid, okay? So don't do this. Don't do what you're seeing here. Just don't, okay? Don't. But still, nonetheless, it's a very odd mixture, because think about it. Outside of Heroes, Marth gets shown around a lot. He gets costumes in Warriors. Hell, he gets a lot more than that. I mean, more than some others, is what I'm trying to say. Yet in Heroes, he's a character that, pretty big staple. But instead we're getting other variations. Just to give you an example, let's look at Ike, okay? Ike is pretty popular, of course. I know we all like Ike. He came out 2 months after Heroes, and then now has 3 versions of himself, which, again, pretty cool. I like that. I don't mind it. And then, of course, we have... I'm trying to think of the character that, well, technically character with the most alternate versions, and that would probably go to Robin. I'm talking about Robin, both male and female. Technically they're the same character, but they're not. What? And that with the rumors comes up to 6 if the legendary hero rumor is true. We have male Robin, Christmas male Robin, evil male Robin, Robin female at the beach, and then, of course, possibly female legendary Robin. And, a lot of you, I sounded off on Twitter, so let's go through a few of those things just to get a few discussions. I said the original tweet was basically, I wonder why Marth doesn't get more love in Heroes, and this was the deluge of replies that I got, and I would love to have more replies in the, discussion, because there are a lot of you who really want Marth to be a legendary hero. Or just get an ult, because, But then again, guys, you need to remember that Thracia technically took nearly a year outside of 2 characters, so I guess eventually Marth will have his day. And we're also going to talk a few things about Marth when it comes to how I feel things are kind of disproportionate for him. Anyways, so the first comment, how about we make a Marth with boobs? That would not work. There would never be a character like that could be likable and could be interesting. There's no way. Just no way. So, thank you, Low Res Nuke, for that, but that's just not possible. No one likes gender-bent characters. Come on, what's wrong with you? Anyways, moving on to the next one. Maybe bridegroom Marth. There's a tux costume for him in Warriors. That's actually something I'm expecting. I'm expecting when we get to June, which is when we had the last bridal banner, which... June, summer months, typically that's when a lot of weddings happen. That was the theme of last time. We may, in fact, get a groom eventually. I mean, technically, we will. I like to think we will, actually. I mean, there's probably a chance that we could, in fact, get some grooms. I'm hoping, because it's not all brides, guys. Females need their fan service, too, I'm sure. Or, whoever you really like. I'm not going to judge. Anyways, moving on. Amma says, maybe Marth just got thrown into the abyss of the forgotten because his descendants are much more popular than him. would Alm technically... You know what? Anyways, I mean, come on. Lucina and Alm are literally broken units. Lucina less so, you know, when it comes to the general scheme of things. But Alm, of course, right now, as he is definitely very broken. He can, you know, quad a dragon and absolutely obliterate them. But Crom became Aether... Good lord, talking. Crom became Aether fodder until he told us he was being helpful. Yes, I still think Crom is a fantastic unit, either on a horse or not. So, you know, just calling him Aether fodder is not amazing, but, you know, he's a good unit, and yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people probably just use him for his Aether, because he's a much more accessible lord that has it. And, you know, I just want more Marth. I agree. I think we could all agree that people would really enjoy some Marth in their life. Moving on, let's see what else we got. Marth should be a legendary hero. He is the legendary hero king. Come on, he brought the series to us through Smash. He could be a Lance Dragon Slayer. I don't know. That's a really odd one. Honestly, when it comes to Marth and a lot of what he has, I really feel that as a unit, or as a character, he's a lot more important than just that, because he is a part of the first game. He is the character that you got to play as in the first game, and he was, you know, the first lord. So it kind of makes sense if you would give him a bit more time, because I feel he really deserves it. I mean, come on. I mean, Roy has 3 variations now, and we were all begging for Roy variants for a while there. Now we're just begging for Binding Blade to get a bit of a buff. Oh, the fun times. But, to give you an example of how skewed things can kind of get, Choose Your Legends, I still have a little bit of a problem here with Choose Your Legends. It's not because of how... It's not because of, you know, the problems that kind of come with separating characters into each game when there's 2 of them. It's more the problem of how Marth's game and technically the remake that they did for him kind of intermingle in a sense, and I felt that was kind of a detriment to him, because essentially the remake had a lot more content, you know, new characters and things like that, but it still was technically the first game, and yet they counted them as separate series. Yet Shadows of Valentia, which was a remake of Gaiden and added a bunch of new content, new characters, they're technically the same thing. It was just kind of weird. I know that's probably not the best way to summarize it myself, but that gives you an idea. Choose Your Legends kind of messed him up a little bit. He kind of fell in the rankings there. Next up, we've gotten one every mini Tempest Trials, dude. Did we? I don't think we have. I don't know. All I can think of is a mask or something. It's really odd. And then, of course, finally, when it comes to comments, there's, well, actually, we have 2 more now that I think about it. Trash, Marth in the real world. One of the most notable and popular hero in the whole franchise. Well, you know, debatable nowadays, but yes, he was very, very popular for a long time. Marth in Heroes? Who? Thank you, Trash, by the way. Good name. Help, I'm suffering. Yeah, that seems about right for Heroes fans. Anyways. So, yeah. Really bizarre stuff here. Really fun. But, yeah, that pretty much summarizes it in some ways when it comes to Marth. He's probably not as popular as he used to be, but he's still quite popular, especially now. I mean, just look at all the characters who have alts in this game now. Anyways, and finally, the last question that I remember. Ajit Pai, for some reason, is still bothering me on Twitter. What a bully. And he says, bruh, explain this. And he just sent a picture of some lady cosplaying as Marth. It was weird. I'm not sure who that is, but they have a mask on, so I can't really tell what's going on there. But I understand, yes, see, technically, there's a Marth there, I guess. I guess we can count that as an alt, can't we? Ah, man. I'm sorry if this was not exactly the most amazing thing, but this is just meant to be listened to and kind of, you know, analyze, discuss, and have some fun with it. I personally, when it comes down to it, I think Marth will show up very soon as a legendary hero. He's kind of pretty important when it comes to the series, so I know a lot of you were waiting. But one of these days, he'll get there. One of these days, he'll get an alt, I'm sure. And hopefully you won't build him like I did. I need to actually build myself an actual Marth. That will be great. But for now, let's think of the possibilities. Do you guys think Marth should get a legendary hero? Is he that classic enough for you? Or, I mean, technically we already got Kita as a, alternate unit. One day, Marth. One day. I mean, we need a groom to go along with him. His love. His love of his life. Come on! Do it, I ask! Anyways, that's just the end of the discussion. Join me in the comments, and we'll talk about it, shall we? Alright, so catch you soon. Thanks for watching.